What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City transfer update. We are rolling out daily Manchester City transfer updates throughout all of the summer transfer window. So if you want to stay up to date and in the loop this summer every single day, first and fast on YouTube with the latest Manchester City transfer news, then make sure you have subscribed. Aiming now for 25k subscribers, less than 1,000 subs away, so any help towards that would be much appreciated. Also, don't forget social media links. They're in the description below and sliding across at the bottom of the screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. My email also in the description below too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business enquiries. Leave a thumbs up as well if you do enjoy this video. 500 likes once more is the aim for this video, and also don't forget, most importantly, let me know your thoughts in the comments below, as I'm always interested in what you do have to say with regards to these transfers. Lastly, this video, it's sponsored and it's brought to you by OneFootball.
This video is brought to you by OneFootball. If you want to download the OneFootball app, all you need to do is press the link at the top of my description, which will take you forward to where you can download this app. The OneFootball app is extremely useful if you are a huge football fan just like me. It provides you with the latest footballing news, transfer news, and the latest videos as well. It is one source of information of where I get my transfer news from. It also allows you to see the latest scores with what's happening in the footballing world. If you just click on a game, including any Manchester City game, it will not only bring up the latest team news, but it will also bring up the latest statistics and keep you up to date with everything happening in that game. If you want to download this app, all you need to do is press the link at the top of the description to stay up to date.
Thank you very much to OneFootball for sponsoring this video. If you want to go download the OneFootball app, link is in the description. Anyone that downloads OneFootball through that link does help to support the future content created here on my channel. It keeps these videos coming for you guys. It's a free app to download, and actually OneFootball have provided various sources for this transfer video for today, so well worth getting if you haven't got it already. So let's speak about the outs, and let's first speak about Gavin Bazunu. Now, GiveMeSport say that Gavin Bazunu, he is wanted this summer by Southampton. Now, I've been waiting for further clarification as to whether it would have been a permanent or a loan transfer, and I've heard word that it would be a loan rather than a permanent transfer. Manchester City are keen on getting Gavin Bazunu out on loan once more, so that probably does mean that Zach Steffen stays, which doesn't surprise me. And so with that in mind, Gavin Bazunu will either head to the Championship or to the Premier League, and it is thought that Manchester City want Bazunu in the Premier League rather than the Championship. I have heard that there's quite a few clubs in the Championship that are interested in taking Bazunu on loan. He did spend last season out on loan at Portsmouth, who are in League One. He's done incredibly well there, so it will be a natural progression now for him to move up the leagues. The Championship would be the next hurdle. Manchester City seem to be that impressed with Bazunu that they're thinking he could be given a chance at Premier League football and not Championship football. But I think Manchester City here need to be very careful. They need to identify where Bazunu is going to be playing every single game. I would rather him play for a top club in the Championship and play 46 games through the regular season than to play a rotated option in the Premier League and maybe making 10 appearances in the Premier League. To me, 46 games in the Championship does better for him than it does having 10 games in the Premier League and playing some cup games. But if Southampton see that they're going to have Bazunu as their first choice goalkeeper, then I'm all for that. But if he isn't, then I'm not so keen on that loan. Now, I could be reading too much into this, but the fact that Hassan Huttel, who's the manager at Southampton, wants Bazunu, and Bazunu spent last season out on loan on the south coast with Portsmouth. The fact that Southampton, near enough, is just next door to Portsmouth may suggest that Bazunu is very settled on the south coast and he might want to stay there, which is what would suit here with Southampton being interested. Bournemouth also got promoted, wondering if they might be interested if the South Coast is of interest to Bazunu, but at the moment it's Southampton showing the most interest. I'll keep my eyes and ears open with regards to where Bazunu will end up next season. Now, moving on, Gabriel Jesus. I really want him to stay at Manchester City, and if you want him to stay as well, you're not going to like what I'm going to say. Now, he's done an interview in Brazil during their international get-together that they're having right now. Don't really know what the other word I'd use, but he's been called up to international duty. He's on international duty with Brazil, and he's done an interview whilst in Brazil speaking about his career. And he says that from Tuesday, which I'm going to presume is when the international break ends for Brazil, is when he is going to decide what's best for him and his career. He says that he wants to have a look at all the projects available to him and decide which one is the best for him, which to me, reading between the lines, more or less is confirming that he will be leaving Manchester City. And if that is the case, it's a great shame, because I cannot think of a better rotated option out there for several positions than Gabriel Jesus, whether that be as a striker, whether that be as a winger, whether that be as a number 9 or someone that's going to drop a little bit deeper. He will be a big loss to Manchester City, and in my opinion, that confirms to me that if Jesus does leave, then what I'm going to mention in just one moment with regards to Julian Alvarez won't be true. I'll get to that in a minute. We're going to speak first about Nathan Ake, because this is also really interesting. Now, Alex Crook at TalkSport has said that Newcastle, they're continuing their interest in Nathan Ake into the summer, following on from their interest in January. Now, Manchester City in January told Newcastle it was a strict no. He is not for sale. Newcastle haven't gone away. They're going to come back to Manchester City. They're going to try again, and they're going to ask Manchester City, is Nathan Ake available? And Newcastle's answer could be different this time from in the winter, where Manchester City could well say yes to them. Now, two things. Firstly, I hope not. Nathan Ake's second half of the season I thought was brilliant for Manchester City. He'd be an asset to keep hold of. He's a good player, and I want to keep good players at Manchester City, like Jesus, like Ake. These are really good players that I feel like, given any length of playing time at City, would really start to hold their own, and they can show their quality. Ake's already shown it against Atletico in the Champions League. He's shown that he can be a fantastic player. And secondly, this is telling me that Newcastle are interested, and Manchester City did sign Nathan Ake for £42 million. With the money that's available to Newcastle, and the fact that we don't need to sell Nathan Ake, and we would need to sign a replacement, and a replacement probably is going to cost us north of £50 million. I'd be saying to them, we want to make money on Nathan Ake. If you want to sign him, you're going to have to spend £50 million to sign him. He is, after all, a homegrown player as well, which is worth his weight in gold, particularly if Newcastle have aspirations, which I know they do, of getting into Europe. Homegrown players, very important when it comes to the quota. We know that at Manchester City. Newcastle will find that out for themselves once they break into Europe as well, which, if they're going to spend big this summer, might not be too far away. Now, moving on to the final story of the out is interesting. Let's go and speak about Julian Alvarez. Now, Foot Mercato say that Marseille in France, they want to sign Julian Alvarez this summer on loan. Now, it is being reported that it is only interest from Marseille at this moment in time, nothing more than that, and Manchester City's stance is still that of Julian Alvarez is not available for loan. He will be used by Manchester City in pre-season. He will be around the first team squad, and Manchester City are confident that Julian Alvarez will break into the Manchester City first team, and he will be used by the team as well. Now, if Gabriel Jesus does leave, that creates a big opening for a rotated space there for Julian Alvarez. So I've got a feeling that the future of Gabriel Jesus could decide what Manchester City see as their plans as we head into the latter parts of the window with Julian Alvarez. I still think Julian Alvarez will be around the Manchester City first team squad. Gabriel Jesus might know this, and that might have impacted his decision about him having a look at other projects instead. Again, we'll wait till Tuesday once that international duty ends with Brazil, and maybe things will become clearer into next week. Now, moving on to the ins, this is very interesting. I only got one short story. It comes in the form of an update on Frenkie De Jong. Now, Fabrizio Romano said Manchester United, they're leading the race to sign De Jong from Barcelona. Barcelona want to raise funds, which is why he's available to be sold. Frenkie De Jong is a very good player. He's worked with Erik ten Hag, who's the new Manchester United manager, which would explain why he's interested in signing De Jong. He got the best out of him whilst he was at Ajax, and he'll be confident he can do that in the Premier League with Manchester United as well. But as I was reading the story, Fabrizio Romano said Manchester City, they're also interested as well. Barcelona are rating Frenkie De Jong at around €85 million. So This is what I'm thinking here. Now, we're awaiting further clarification on the future of Bernardo Silva, who was pretty unsettled last summer, and there were rumours going around that he wanted to leave Manchester City. We had the same with Aymeric Laporte, and we could well have the same again this summer. If players like Laporte and Bernardo Silva are to leave Manchester City, and these stories, they're not going away, it will happen in the summer windows, not the winter windows. We fended off interest last summer. That doesn't mean we're going to do the same this summer. Now, Manchester City have the possibility here to, near enough you would think, do a straight swap involving Bernardo Silva, who does want to go to Spain, and Barcelona would be of interest to him, and bring Frenkie De Jong into Manchester City. It would make sense. Why? Because Frenkie De Jong gets to work with Pep Guardiola. I know he rates Erik ten Hag, he loves working with him. Well, Pep Guardiola, he's brilliant. He's one of the best, if not the best manager in the world. And I can't imagine there'd be any player in the world who would say no to Pep Guardiola. And if Pep Guardiola made that call to Frenkie De Jong and said, I want you, if Bernardo Silva wants to leave, I want you at Manchester City to come and help us, I can imagine Frenkie De Jong taking a serious amount of time to think about it. Now, Frenkie De Jong, it's believed, he wants a footballing project himself. He wants Champions League football. Manchester City have Champions League football next season. Manchester United, on the other hand, do not. And that, if both clubs come calling, could be crucial. Keep an eye on this one is what I would say. So there we go. That has been the video. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy this video, leave a thumbs up so I know that you enjoyed this video. 500 likes is the aim. We're doing daily Manchester City transfer updates. I know you guys really enjoy it, so I'd like to see that people are enjoying it through the like button. 500 likes, any help towards that would be much appreciated. Let me know your thoughts on what you made of these transfers in the comments below. In particular, swap between Bernardo Silva and Frenkie De Jong. If Bernardo does want to leave, would you be keen on that? If so, let me know. If not, who would you like to replace Bernardo Silva with if he was to leave? Also, don't forget as well to subscribe if you're new around here. Like I said, daily Manchester City transfer updates throughout all of the summer transfer window for you guys to enjoy. So make sure you have subscribed with the bell press to put your push notifications on. Also, don't forget as well, social media links, they're in the description below and sliding across at the bottom of the screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. My email also in the description below too. If you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business enquiries, and do go and check out today's video sponsor, which is brought to you by OneFootball. Link in the description. Go and download the free OneFootball app and stay up to date with all the latest transfer news for every single club around the world, including Manchester City. Using the OneFootball app, they have helped to provide some information towards today's video. It's a brilliant app. Go and check it out. Link is in the description. It's free. There we go. That's been the video. Thank you everybody for watching. I'll see you all again tomorrow for the next daily Manchester City transfer update. I've been JSGC. I hope everybody's safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.